Three AI stocks are flashing serious warning signs right now in the stock market. And if the market turns red today, Friday, these names could get crushed easily. Not because AI is dying totally, but because hype trades eventually meet the reality. Now, while millions of retail investors are watching and still buying AI stocks blindly, some hedge funds are quietly betting against them. Means they're shorting the stock instead of buying. And honestly, the charts are starting to look very dangerous on a very negative side. So today we're going to break down the top 3 AI stocks traders are watching, like the hedge funds, and for the downside this Friday, the companies losing momentum and why some traders believe this could become a massive short opportunities, and you can take advantage of this. And trust me, the last stock on this name is going to surprise you, because sometimes the most dangerous stock is the one everyone thinks is just unstoppable, but they are wrong. Now, the first stock is C3AI. So now the ticker symbol is AI. And honestly, this stock became the perfect example of AI hype in 2026. The second investors heard about the letter AI, the money started flying into the company. Now, the stock exploded. Retail traders rushed into social media hype and they never stopped. But then something really happened. Investors start asking very uncomfortable questions on these stocks. Is this actually a strong business or just a strong story? So based on that, they are just trading on emotions, because once you look deeper, the financial becomes harder to ignore. Because the company still struggles with the profitability. Growth hasn't grown fully and justified the valuation. And the stock remains deeply dependent on the excitement and the momentum. Now, here's where things get really dangerous. Short sellers are attacking this stock very aggressively. A massive percentage of the shares are currently being shorted on the stock. That means hedge funds and the professional traders are literally betting this stock to go lower as possible. So when a stock becomes this emotional, moves become so violent. So if buyers disappear, things can drop really fast. But if retail traders pile back in, you can get a brutal short squeeze. That is on a positive side. So that's why traders are watching this stock so closely heading into the Friday market open. So the setup is very simple. Either momentum returns or the weakness accelerates for the short time. And right now, the bears are gaining very high confidence on this. Not because hype alone can carry a stock so far. No, not because of that. Because of some other reason. Now, stock number 2 is something else. Now, let's talk about the SoundHound AI. The ticker symbol is SOUN. Now, this stock was one of the biggest AI momentum plays in the market. And at one point, people genuinely believed this company could become the next giant AI winner. They probably compared to the next, that's crazy. Now, the stock exploded almost entirely on just one basis, excitement. But lately, the mood has changed totally on a negative side. Again, it was really fast. Now, investors are becoming nervous about this profitability, and company continues to burning cash. Recent earnings raise more concern than the confidence. So again, short. That's the problem with the momentum stocks in this 2026. And the second growth slowed down, the Wall Street becomes very ruthless against these stocks. And now traders are watching and starting to ask one thing. Did this stock run away too far, or it's too fast? Because when the valuation becomes so disconnected, the market eventually corrects itself. And just like C3AI, short sellers are heavily targeting this stock to short, which creates a very dangerous setup for this Friday. Now, here's why. Stocks with high short interest become extremely unstable and profitable for the traders. If the stock starts falling, panic selling can accelerate the move to the downwards in a very massive side. But if the momentum buyers suddenly return, what happens? The short sellers can get trapped in creating an explosive, massive upside squeeze. So that's called a short squeeze. So that's why the traders love watching these setups. Now, they move pretty fast. They create emotions. They attract huge volume, especially on these occasions. So for Friday, all eyes are on only one thing. Can buyers defend support levels, or sellers about to completely overtake totally? So, because once momentum breaks, these stocks don't fall slowly. They just crash, and we can take advantage of that. Now, stock number 3 is none other than Palantir. The ticker symbol is PLTR. So this is the last stock, and it's very different. Now, Palantir, as everyone knows, is one of the most famous stocks in the stock market. Unlike the other names on this list, Palantir is actually the real business with the real contracts and the real revenue growth. But there's something fishy about this. So why are traders honestly worried about this? It's very simple. The stock became too loved by the people in the Wall Street. So that gave a hype. And sometimes that becomes the biggest risk of all. After massive rallies, Palantir became one of the hottest AI stock on the planet and on the Wall Street. Retail traders loved it. Institutions piled in. Social media treated it like an unstoppable machine on a profit given. But the higher a stock climbs, the harder expectation becomes to satisfy. Now, investors are starting to ask only one question: whether the valuation becomes overheated or not, or even the strong earnings haven't fully protected the stock from volatility. As we all know, even because of Nvidia, that tells you something very important. The market is no longer rewarding a hype automatically in 2026. It wants results, real growth, real profit, real executions in the real business. So when expectation becomes too unrealistic, even the great companies can experience a painful correction, and you can take advantage of that. That's why traders are watching Palantir very carefully going into the Friday open. Not necessarily because the company is so weak. No, company is pretty strong, but because sentiments may finally be cooling off after an extreme optimism. And when sentiment changes, prices usually follows with that sentiment. So trade carefully. So these are the three top AI stocks, and watching very closely on the Friday: C3 AI, SoundHound AI, and Palantir. And remember, high volatility creates opportunities, but it also creates a danger on a very different size. So these stocks can also collapse, squeeze, reverse, or explode within hours. That's why risk management matters more than hype if you really want to trade and take advantage. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe for more stock market videos. Drop a like if you want more AI stocks analysis, and comment below which AI stock do you think is the most overhyped right now. Let me know in the comments below. And more importantly, which one do you think crashes first? So thank you. See you in the next video. And the first 1,000 subscribers, they have a free access to my Discord, and you can access that even from the description, even from the main channel, and get that and take advantage of that. And you can ask me any questions. See you in the next video.